What's up, guys? It is the week following the Nebraska loss to Michigan. Yes, a heartbreaker. I'm going to give you guys my gut reaction to the game, to our current status coming away from that loss. Is everything for naught? Is everything in the trash can? Is everything a dumpster fire? We're going to talk about that. We're also going to preview the matchup going up against Illinois on Friday. So we're going to talk about that as well. We're going to talk about Matt Rhule. We're going to talk about comments I've been getting from you guys from videos on Twitter, from friends and family. And I'm just going to give you guys my honest thoughts about it. And we are going to talk Nebraska football. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to FFT. Let's check it out. Okay, so unfortunately, I didn't have the opportunity to make it out to Lincoln for this game. My cousin and my uncle did, and I'm glad they got to go, even though it was a loss. Any game in Memorial Stadium is a fun atmosphere to be in, win or lose. I truly believe that. Having a Runza or a Valentino's slice of pizza in the stadium, cheering on the Huskers, tunnel walk, fight song, all that sort of stuff, just the rumble in the stadium. It's a good time. And if you've been there, you know what I mean. College football is fun, regardless of the outcome. Obviously, you want to see your team win, but let's talk about it. Let's talk about the game. Nebraska versus Michigan. We lost that game pretty handily. And here's the thing. Going into the game, I told you guys, we only have everything to gain from this game. There was not an expectation for Nebraska to win from the majority of the United States, even from a lot of Nebraska's fan base. We all understood that there was a good opportunity for us here, but that the chances of us actually making it a game were pretty slim. I gave you guys my predictions in the last video. I thought that we had an opportunity to win. I predicted that we would win something like 21-17, I believe was my ultimate prediction, or my final prediction going into this game. And yes, I know I get comments and reactions on Twitter, on social media, even on these videos saying you're just one of those typical, deceived Husker fans that doesn't have their head on straight. I get it. I understand those comments, but like I said, I understand reality. I get that we're playing a number 2 Michigan team who has everything going for them. They've got a great coach. They've got a great team. They've been put together for years, and they're just continuing to build on that. And our opportunity to win was slim. But I stand by the comments and the things I've said that anything can happen in college football. And I would rather choose to be the fan that has hope for my team, that expects that we have potential to pull an upset. Why not? That's in my view, that's a lot more fun going into a game than showing up expecting to lose. And maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe it's more fun to go in expecting to lose and being excited when there's an upset. But personally, I go into every single weekend with the thought that we have a chance to win. That's just my outlook on it. I'd rather be an optimistic person. You can call me delusional. That's fine. But I would rather be a fan that enjoys every single weekend rather than dreading every single weekend. And I understand where we're at as a Nebraska program. So yeah, it was one of those games where by halftime, I told my wife, I can't sit around and watch football all day long. I play fantasy football too. And so I watch games on Sunday as well. And so at halftime, I was that dad. I have fatherly duties, husbandly duties to go out and mow the lawn and get some yard work done and take care of some things around the house. So yes, I'll be honest with you guys. At halftime, I called it quits and I went out and I started working on the yard a little bit to try to take care of the stuff I could over the weekend. And so I didn't watch the entire game. I know that we ended up scoring by Fleeks got a touchdown near the end, and that's exciting. I love seeing kind of new players show up and get those touchdowns, and that's great to see. But I'm not naive to the fact that our team is growing. And I've said this in almost every single one of my videos, but we have to, as a Husker fan base, understand where we are as a program. We can't buy into Matt Rhule and say we're fine with a rebuild, but then at the same time expect that we win every single game and every single matchup. And that includes Minnesota and Colorado. And I think we had the opportunity to win those games. I do. But when we don't, we can't immediately turn on Rhule, and we can't turn on the team and go, where are you guys? We should be, 4-2 right now. And there's an opportunity for that to be the case, but we can't forget the long-term view of what our team is and what we're striving for. We're looking to be a team that is successful in the next 2, 3, 4 years and beyond. We want to become Big Ten relevant as soon as possible, but it is going to take time. We got to look at what Matt Rhule has done in the past at Temple and at Baylor. You can look at his records. That first year always looks to be rough. And then he starts to pick it up from there. If you look at Baylor, my sister went to Baylor, still goes to Baylor. And she was there when Matt Rhule had his incredible success. And it was fun to go and see what he was able to do with a team that was in a really rough place. If you remember what Baylor was going through with the scandal and all that sort of stuff, he was able to rebuild that coming out of, the dust and the woodworks to make magic happen and turn that team around. And so Matt Rhule, in my view, I love the way he handled the post-game press conference after Michigan. I had an opportunity to see that. He understands. He doesn't see things for what he's not blind to it, I guess. He understands reality. He understands the current status of our team. We are not we now know truly where we stand, I think, for the remainder of the season. We're a team that is rebuilding. We had hopes for games like Minnesota, Colorado, and Michigan. At least I did. But we now know that we're not a top 25 team by a long shot. We're not one of the worst teams either. I think that we beat Illinois going into this weekend. We're the two bottom teams in the Big Ten West, fighting to not be in the toilet bowl, I guess you could say. We are not going to be competing for the Big Ten West. You can say that pretty easily. I don't think we're competing for a bowl game anymore this season, and I'm okay with that. I am not devastated by this outcome. I'm really not. You can look at my prediction saying 21-17. How are you not hanging your head after that sort of prediction? It's because I knew it was sort of a long shot, and I understand that our team is building. I do think, though, that we are better than Illinois. I'll be honest about that. I could be wrong, and you guys could, throw some new comments at me that we're the worst team in the Big Ten, and maybe that's true, but I don't think so. I'd love to know what you guys think. I think that we go into this game against Illinois, and I think that we show up big. I think our defense does well. I want to see our offense improve. I really want to see Heinrich. I hope he starts. I hope he continues to be the starter. I'm loving his story. And who he is and also what his potential is. But I do want to see the offense improve. I'd love to see steady growth over the season. I don't expect to see incredible, changes in 1 week's time, but I do want to start to see those steps forward. Even if we lose the majority of our games going forward, I'm not going to be devastated. I'm not going to be disappointed. It is a rebuild stage. And that's where we're headed. That's just the reality of Nebraska football at this point. But I'd love to know your guys' thoughts. Is my head on straight? Am I a weirdo? Am I a loser for having hope in our team and believing in Matt Rhule? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to know your guys' thoughts. I really would. Otherwise, please like and subscribe if you guys want to see some more FFT content. I cover the Nebraska Cornhuskers on a weekly basis, but I do also cover fantasy football. So if you're into either of those things, please like and subscribe so you guys get notifications when I put out new videos. I bring them out weekly and almost every other day. So pay attention to that. But until then, I'll catch you guys later. Go Big Red.